Hello, how are you? How are you doing? أهلا وسهلا. Hello, good morning China, good morning Abu Dhabi, good morning Shanghai. All the infidels, no morning, no good morning to you, okay? we will purchase your guns, but we have no interest in shaking your hands, okay? No problem. We will buy guns from you, no problem. Because we want to prove the world that you're indeed infidels. Yes, sir. Okay, what is today? Hold on, is the March 18th, 2018. This is Florida, part of suppose the United whatever of America. Well, my name is Arash. Yes, that's the only true thing you hear in this whole thing. Yeah, I'm trying hard to be funny. It works or not, but I push for it. Certainly enjoy myself. Okay, so what was the reason I wanted to make this recording? I don't know. I think typically just bitching about everything, but really you know, I watched some videos on YouTube about this whole basically about food and stuff like that, and oh shit, man, I tell you, it fucks my brains out, man. I can't watch it. I just can't watch it. How can you kill animals and chop up their, you know, their flesh and feed it to yourself? That is, how the F is that possible, man? It's the flesh of a being. How can you eat it? You know? How can you do that? I mean, that is pure barbarism. You know? I mean, it's just fucking psychotic, man. Yeah. These Indian people are very interesting people, you know, and one part of it, you look at it, they're all, you know, India's obviously very famous for being vegan and vegetarian, stuff like that, but on the other side, you look at it, it's funny, they have this whole thing with Kama Sutra and sexuality, and you know, prostitution is just a very commonly, it's not taboo, more or less, I think, in fucking goddamn in India, like sex is like what do you know there's a tribe or there's a place in India that I heard about this, that, oh my god, I can't even say it, like, basically when a woman marries a man, she has to also fucking sleep with his brothers. Yeah, it's just part of their tradition, basically. What kind of, how that qualifies it as a tradition, that's another thing, but that's what they do. And yeah, so one woman, she was saying, I don't even know who the father is of my children. All I know is that whatever, man. they been doing this, so it's part of that. Yes, anyway. So yeah, and then on the other side, you have this whole thing about these yogis and basically such a immense desire to immerse yourself with nature and minimalize any kind of perhaps selfishness and taking anything from the world and consuming anything, minimally anything whatsoever, and all about meditation and perhaps harmony with the nature and peace. And you have that. And then what else? There's something else about India I wanted to say. So anyways, I'm vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for the last 8 years, ever since like 2009. And I pretty much, for the most part, I have not consumed any meat whatsoever. I haven't also consumed any alcohol whatsoever. And I've never done drugs in my life, believe it or not. No drugs. No, nothing. Medicine, yes. Pharmacy medicine, you go per prescription. Oh, and for the fucking love of God, in my country, Iran, we don't have such a thing as what you guys have started for like last few years, medical marijuana, like where you can get a prescription for fucking marijuana. I'm just saying for the record. So yeah, we don't have that. Let me see. No drugs, no that, and there's another piece of puzzle that it's a very personal thing about my life, and I don't feel comfortable sharing it, so I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to say it. So anyways, so yes, and I'm one of those weirdos, basically. This is the thing about it, and I always thought this way, and it's a true observation. The way I always looked at it, and it's true, is that it's a simple concept. When you have a little something covering your eyes, a screen in front of you, basically, this is all you can see. You can't see beyond that. And this is how the human psychology works. When you get yourself to a certain thing in a certain cycle and so forth, basically, what happens is that you kind of get into that that pathway in that direction. You start just digging further and further down and going just deeper and deeper into it. So if you're a vegetarian, if you say you abstain from these things that they're forbidden and they're considered worldly things, what happens is that really you're taking all these screens off of your face, and that exposes you to a whole new dimension and other things, and you keep going to a different pathway. You know what I'm saying? If you consume these kind of things, or you do a lot of other shit, basically, what you're doing really to yourself is that not only you're not moving in the right direction, in a good direction, you're going deeper and deeper and deeper. And the whole thing is, meanwhile, you just can't see anything better and other than that. That's the thing about it, you know what I'm saying?
No, stop.
You know what I'm saying? Alright. Passed by this place yesterday. This whole nightclub is like a pure crap. I don't understand this concept. Why a woman needs to, especially if they're going to a club or some place. Yeah, no, it's for slutty business, obviously, but why do you need to wear these short clothes? Why? Why? Can somebody explain that to me? Why? 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 I don't know. You do the math, bro. What is your problem? Obviously, speaking of the direction thing, you're just talking about it. Apparently, you just can't see the reasons behind that. No, I can see it actually. I have this ability that I can see dirt very clearly, and more clear than other people. It's just that I never allow myself to doing that kind of shit. So yeah, for this kind of crap, I have not been to a club. Like the last time I was in a fucking club, it was like, same time. Yeah, my life kind of changed like radically around age 2000. How old are you, brother? 2009. That's what happened to me. And yeah, I never went to the club. know. I think the last time it was actually a like I think it's actually owned by Persians. And the whole idea that I went there was that I thought perhaps I would meet it would be a better environment, you know, where there's majority and perhaps there are Persians. So I would be able to, you know, mingle with some Persian chicks and perhaps meet some prospect and some decent girl that I can actually have a relationship with. But I guess that was quite a fallacy in my head. And what was the name of that club? It's in DC. I forgot the name of it. I can remember, but I don't want to take too much time talking about this. So yeah, I went there and it was an ugly shit. Last thing I remember was this fucking white chick. She was like they were rubbing with this fucking dude who seemed like he was like brownish, like Indian, very likely, you know. And when I saw that, I just walked out and I was like, I'm not going ever back to a club. It got to the point that literally I told myself, if it's a Friday or Saturday night, I'm just not gonna be around the city, you know. I just don't want to be around that atmosphere. That's pure shit, you know. So anyways, and you know, I just discovered something. Oh, shit. I didn't just discover this thing. It's not a new thing. But it became clear to me that finally it actually verbally came clear in my head that, you know, the way in America, you see, I see a lot of white chicks, American, they actually seem very affectionate in a very obsessive way, rather, yeah, like, how do you say that, like, not letting go, basically, like, you know, like, speaking of, like, psycho shit, you know, they're really, really into some fucking guy, you know, and I don't know who the fuck that guy is, whether he really has any substance, any value, you know, any, whatever. I guess these concepts are kind of really obsolete in America anyways. Dude, what is your problem, man? He got a dick, that's all that matters, okay? And is willing to stick it, so, and he does a good job when he digs in, so that's all that matters. It's not like some psycho like you. Yeah, I know, but so I realized this and I was like, you know what, this is what they do. You get to that, I don't want to talk about it, but it's just so stupid. And I was like telling myself, I was like, dude, that's what you gotta do too. That's really get the woman to like you. And I was, how are you? And I was keep talking myself, and just as usual, just like every other thing that I'm exposed to. And I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing that. I can't do that. You know, just because it's a good, you know, way of getting to it, and, you know, they're willing to do it, and the society doesn't mind it and doesn't intervene into it. You know what I'm saying? And men want it too. A bitch wants it. A man wants it. You know, the society doesn't mind it either. They just say, oh, as long as there's a consent, that's fine. You know, we don't care. There's a marital relationship. There's a non-marital relationship. What kind of crap is going on? It's their business. You know, I just can't do this shit. And, you know, I was like, no. I don't care if I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life, but I'm not gonna do that kind of crap to anybody. You know? Now that's really what it is. Like, you're using psychology to try to win somebody's favor, and I don't like that. You know, I want to be real, and I want people just like the old days. Well, old days supposedly as in America, for good or bad, still is in progress in many parts of the world, such as more or less in Iran. Traditionally, then again speaking, well, yeah, actually it is still in progress in Iran. It's just that, yeah, but there are guys and there are girls that they also have boyfriend, girlfriend, and somewhere along the line some crap might actually happen and nobody's really happy about it, but they're just doing it. And I don't know. I've not lived in Iran for quite some time. I went back. I saw a lot of girls and boys hanging out with each other and so forth, which was a bit of a shock for me. Yeah, because when I was growing up 15, 20 years ago, like, this was a totally, like, unacceptable thing, like, and actually they have police. It's called, what do you call it, morale police, perhaps. We call it a different way. Yes, or anybody. Their job is just one thing. When they spot a young girl, or they used to be like that, young girl and young guy together, just walking or sitting in the park or some shit, they would just go to them and say, "Hey, what's up? What's going on? What do you guys? Who are you guys? How you guys related? Who's this man? Who's this girl? Why you are guys together?" And I know it's crazy, right? It's like, dude, we're just sitting here, we're just talking. What the fuck? We're not doing anything. Well, you know what? That is how it gets started. Excuse me. It always starts from talking, and next thing you know, you're in a different spot. But that's another thing. Yes, but things have changed. The police seem like they don't care anymore about that thing. People don't care about it, more or less. I don't know about it. All I know is that even I met one girl, and when I was in US and I went back to Iran, and we're still friends, more or less. She's very political and she's very intelligent. I have a feeling she might not really like me, that's why. But anyways, that's another story. But at some point she was very affectionate, I think she really liked me, actually. And I went to Iran and I saw her and everything was cool, to the point that, yeah, she was very affectionate, very loving, to the point that I actually kind of brought up the whole thing and said, yeah, I want to get married, and I was hoping maybe we could spend more time together and see if we're a good match, then we can just hit it. And when I brought that thing up, she just said, well, I don't know. That's another subject. But here's the thing. Like, I have a friend, which I'm not going to say his name. All I know is that I'm not Muslim. He is Muslim, and they're not from a religious family necessarily, but going back 15, 20 years ago when we were growing up with each other, we used to talk all the time about, yes, girls and sex and all kind of shit, but at the end of the day, we were still, both of us, and just like many other guys, very likely, well, not all of the guys, but a lot of guys, was just like, really was just talking about it, really, we had some ethics, some belief that we were actually, living with and would observe it. So I told my friends about this. I met him one day on the street when I was just walking to the house, and I told him about this girl, and he said, "Oh, dude, you should tell her to come over to your house and that kind of thing." And I said, "What? What do you mean? That's so satanic. I know where you're going. What is he trying to say?" And he says, "Yeah, that's what girls want." I said, "Oh, I don't care what the girls want. That's not how I do business. Just because I have the whole house to myself and there's nobody here, and I don't know if people don't care anymore either. That doesn't make me do that kind of shit. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Things obviously changed a lot. You know, this very young man who at some point he was very religious. Actually, I remember him telling me that he actually does prayer and stuff like that, and he used to go to the Friday prayer, which I found it very, very, very stupid. I just didn't tell him. But when he told me that with his dad, they go to the Friday prayer, you know, all the people on Fridays in Iran, they march towards the University of Tehran, and they have this massive, you know, place where they all sit down and they listen to some jackass clergy telling them all about, yeah, just kind of like Trump, you know, just addressing them and telling them all about how they should be pious and stuff like that, and reciting Quran and that kind of crap. So yeah, he told me that he actually with his dad, they go to the Friday prayer, and was like, oh my god, you go to the Friday prayer? I thought you were a smart dude. And he was a very smart dude. He had very good grades in school. You know, he was very intelligent. We used to have a lot of intelligent conversations. But I don't know, maybe he was just too young and he didn't want to say anything against his dad's will, or, you know, what he said. So we just play along with them. I don't know, but anyways, now all of a sudden you see a whole different persona, and he told me that he had actually a girlfriend at some point, and he said to me, I saw a watch in his hand which was really like big, like, you know, black people's watch. And I was like, oh, that's like a really nice watch. And he said, yeah. He said his girlfriend gave it to his former girl, his ex-girlfriend. I gave it to him. I said, oh, cool. Oh, I didn't know. Actually, girls like some Persian guys. Every time I went, not every time, but I don't know, for some fucking strange reason, every time in Iran I went to a girl. I guess obviously I'm not doing it right. Yeah, I know that. I'm just not that kind of person. I'm not aggressive. You know, I don't try to fuck with people's brain. I know how to do it, probably better than anybody else, but I just don't do it. So yeah, Persians are pure motherfuckers, by the way. Some of them just do it. Some of them, like me, just they don't do it. So yeah, one time I went to a girl, I saw her, and I liked the way like her outfit, and I found it very modest and very befitting of a woman. This didn't happen very often, I'm just saying. Maybe I shouldn't really say this, because, you know, a few times, it's not like that, you know, I mean, a few times I went to girls and they were just like, no, thank you, you know, just like that. But that's another thing. How you say that? Oh my gosh, she saw me. I just saw her, and like literally, like about the minute after I saw her, I walked towards her, and I wanted to talk to her, and she started freaking out. She turned around and she got like, she was startled. Like she was like, she thought I'm gonna, like, I don't know what the hell she had in her thought. I thought she probably thinking I'm gonna do something to her, you know, hurt her, I don't know, some kind of crap. So I tell her hi, and she was like, she was speechless. She didn't say a word. I said hi, and then she goes like, hi, yes, how can I? She said, yeah. She said, what can I help you with? I said, nothing. You know, I just saw you walking down the street, and you know, my name is Arash. I liked you. I was just wondering if you'd like to be friends. We can meet each other again, stuff like that. And she said, oh, go away. Don't bother me. You know, please don't bother us. Don't harass us. That's the word she used. And I said, excuse me? You know, I'm talking to you. What is? If I wanted to harass you, I would not be talking to you. And her friend got really bitchy and rude, and she started cussing me, and I cussed her back, and I said, bitch, you dirty bitches. So stupid. The worst part is, a few days later, I actually saw her again somewhere on the street, and she was silent, and I was silent too. I was just like, oh crap, shit, she's right there. You know? But here's the thing about these very girls, that they act like total whatever. When they go online, or they talk to some guy who's actually overseas very likely, or some guy they actually might like for some reason, all of a sudden they take on a whole different thing. Oh, my love, my honey. Oh, they actually talk about their sexual feelings and stuff like that, even their lives, and you know what kind of perhaps fantasies they have, or because I had some experiences actually, you know, stuff like that, and you know, you're, oh my, really? So wait a minute, if I see you on the street in Tehran or Iran and I pull this off, we're not going anywhere with this. But if we meet each other online and for some reason you happen to like me, I don't know, for whatever reason, for because money, or you actually find the person cute or attractive or handsome, whatever crap that is, or combination of these, all of a sudden everything changes around. And you know, like you've probably seen some of these videos on I don't know if they're real or not, on YouTube, like the dude is like poses as a Uber driver, and basically initially he just asked the girl out, and she was like, oh, that's no, thank you, no, you know, that's so inappropriate, you know, stuff like that. And then he plays a prank on her, and all of a sudden she picks up the phone and you know loudly says it that she just like made some kind of deal, and she just made like a, you know, couple $100,000 or $1 million or some shit. And all of a sudden she starts saying, wait, what are you doing tonight? So what? Yeah, what are you doing tonight? What do you mean, what am I doing tonight? I thought you just said you have a boyfriend, or is it in a girl? No, don't worry about it, it's okay. You know? Yeah, I know, okay. Yes, it's a universal thing. Yes, it's everywhere, yes. I understand that concept. But anyways, you know, but you know, in America, not all the girls, for good or bad, this lens of infidels, whatever it is, girls tend to be at least you can have a conversation with them. You can open a conversation, have a friendly conversation, and be friendly and so forth. And do you know what I mean? For the most part. Now, there are bitches too. Yes, I know. I haven't had the glorious experience of running to them, but you know, typically most girls, they're at least personable enough to you can have a conversation with them, and you can take it further. You know, want to have be friends or so forth. And she might at some point say, "Oh, I have a boyfriend." You know, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend. You know, or I don't know, some kind of crap. But in Iran, it's like, I don't know. You know, sometimes I see things or I hear things that I can't really say it, and it just gives me the impression that obviously, then again, I'm not doing it right, perhaps. But I see a lot of times the guys, even in Iran, or I actually seen it before, that they talk to them and the girls all smile and she's so friendly and so, you know, so they come so close and so open up and so intimate even and so forth. And like, whoa, wow, what just happened? It's magic, dude. You just don't know how to do it. Sorry, we don't even have any training program, bro. It's exclusive BadNet. What do you got? Couple $100,000? Alright, maybe that'll do it. I'll teach you some geeks. No, it's okay. I'm good. I know everything. I don't need anybody to tell me any shit. I just don't let myself do that kind of crap to anybody. I'm honest, I'm frank, I'm real, and at the end of the night, there's one person I have to live with, and it's just me inside me. And if me's not happy with me, I'm gonna have a serious problem. You know? Just letting my balls are reaching. Excuse me. Oh shit. Okay. Alright, you know what? That's it. Because this phone of mine has some storage limits, and I can't just keep on rant about everything for the rest of humanity. So I'm gonna go, and I'll catch a lighter. Oh, you know what? I gotta say this. No, this is a big deal actually. Oh, fucking shit. I'm gonna fuck that bitch up. You know, last night I ran to this three, I think they were like in their mid 40s or some shit. They seem like semi-together shape. And they were dressed a bit slutty. I think they were going somewhere. Yeah, three black bitches. And we started having conversation. And, you know, I knew she's off a little, and I shouldn't really say that. Because, you know, that's how these people are. Some of them, they're very, you know, just like a way you should be. You know, you can have a conversation with them, you can talk to them, and so forth, and someone was just off the hook. Oh my god, oh no, you didn't. Yeah, she started yelling at me and going loud and cussing, throwing a lot of shit and all that crap, and I told her, hey, excuse me, don't yell at me. And she and her friend, they came out, oh no, we're not yelling at you, we're just telling, like, we're just telling you how, you know, how we feel and things like that. So, well, you're talking to me right now, okay? And obviously you don't have a sense of how you should talk to people, because they might just get a wrong total impression. And don't try to fuck with my brain, because I know exactly what made you start yelling. We had a conversation, I made a comment, and immediately after that you started going nuts, you know what I'm saying? No, you know, the whole thing was just about the stupid thing. Well, it's not